A catalyst to me is somebody who is kind of a bit different from the rest of their family, or maybe they just feel like they're a bit different from the rest of their family. But usually a catalyst is a person who comes into the family line in order to change the energy of that family line, in order to transform it and transmute whatever the egoic impressions have been that have passed down the generations. A catalyst comes in and doesn't quite fit. So as a catalyst, you might have been a person like me who was very sensitive, really highly emotional, or you might be what is sort of classed in the spiritual world as an indigo. So you might be somebody who struggles with the emotion we call anger. You want to do your own thing, you know where you're going in life, relatively. It's usually in the opposite direction of the other family members, and you might just feel like you don't fit in and no one understands you. Or you might be what's termed as a crystal child. Crystal children tend to be very old for their years. They understand things much more on a rounded level than maybe an empath would. Regardless of whether you believe in indigos or crystal children or rainbow children and all the different terms that are coming up, all this really is like our evolution showing its face. So as a catalyst, you come in to transform and evolve your family conditioning, your family patterns. I absolutely believe we're here to do the work for ourselves, but we're also here to do the work for the family lines. We effectively change the lives of our children by the changes that happen within us, by the healing that happens within us more specifically. But it also changes backwards because time isn't linear. And by us being our true selves, we actually get to affect change in our siblings and our parents, and maybe in quantum physics it might even affect our grandparents, right, and so on and so forth. That might be a bit too out there for you, but I've seen time and time again that when we start to own ourselves fully, when we start to really grow into adulthood using the superpowers that we naturally have, you are the one that has the ability, whether or not you want this, to step forward and truly make change in that family. For those of you out there who are born into families where you feel like you don't fit, you are a catalyst. You might struggle with not fitting in. You might not understand why you've got these parents who don't understand you, or why they neglected you, why there was abuse in your world. But the mistake that most of us are making is we're fighting against it. So we're fighting against the superpowers that we have. We're fighting against the emotions that we have. We're fighting against the fact that our families don't understand us. We're fighting to fit in, or we're fighting to run away. And that's a huge mistake, because we then miss where the healing needs to happen, what's required to happen for us to actually grow into our full selves. When we actually step into the healing and we look at our families and our lives like we are the healers that have come here to do this work, and we look at ourselves and we simply look at the conditioning that we've taken on, this is where the healing comes from. It's not about looking at our families and trying to fix them. It's not about trying to heal other people in our families before we've healed ourselves. It's about us looking at ourselves and the conditioning that we've taken on from the families and doing it that way.